Tutorial 3 in Illustrator is basic shapes. So we'll get this set up here, and our basic shapes are actually here on the left hand side, and we're going to start with the rectangle tool, and I just can expand or make them smaller. So I'm going to make a nice rectangle there, and to change the color there's a bunch of different ways I can change the color. The first one would be up here on the top left hand side, and I can just choose a color. I'm going to go and get the rectangle tool again, and this time I'm actually going to hold Shift, and you'll see that by holding Shift on the keyboard it constrains my proportions so that I only get a square. And this time I'm going to actually change the color by double clicking the fill color over here, and that way I can change my color. My second shape is a rounded rectangle tool, and this time I'm going to change the color over here in my color swatch. I get the same spectrum going on. My third shape is the Ellipse Tool, and I can get an egg shape. I can also get swatches over here. I can also, with my circle tool, get circles, and I need to do again by holding the Shift tool, sorry, the Shift key on my keyboard to keep it a circle and constrain my proportions again. My next tool is the Polygonal Tool, which looks like a bit of a stop sign, so I'll make it red. And the last shapes that I have is the Star Tool. So the Star Tool doesn't quite look like a star this time because it's actually a triangle, and I can add more points to that by using the up and down key on my keyboard. So I'm just hitting it multiple times to add more points. Now it looks like a cool little starburst. And those are my basic shape tools. The next thing I'm going to do is show you how to rotate these shapes. So all you do is you're going to click on one of the shapes, and if you go to the corner, any of the corners, and you'll notice that a little black double-haired arrow shows up, and if you spin it, you can spin it in any orientation. I'm actually just going to undo that by Command Z. If I want to make sure that I'm rotating it in a more constrained way, if I actually hold Shift, it's only going to let me rotate it in 90, 180, all the way around so that I get perfect rotations, and then it doesn't, so I have a perfect diamond this time. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to do your layers. So I'm going to open up the Layers tab. I'm going to expand them so that I can see them. I'm just going to pull this off so I have a little bit more control here. And I can turn on and off shapes by clicking the eyeball. It doesn't mean that they're deleted. To actually delete one, I'll take this rectangle, I'll actually put it in the trash can, and that's actually deleting it. And I would say for most of you, the best policy is just to turn off a layer until you're totally sure that you don't want to keep it anymore. Now, say I have my purple rectangle square, and I've got my yellow circle, and I want to change the order. I want the yellow circle to actually be under the purple square. So what I'm going to do is grab that layer, and I'm actually just going to drag it till it's in the proper orientation, and it's how I like it. And that's a great way to change the different layers. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to do transparency. So right now the default transparency or opacity, it's sometimes called two different things, is 100%. What I can actually do is click on a shape and then drop that opacity down. If I do it twice, we will actually mix colors together, which is kind of cool. So there you've learned how to add basic shapes, add transparency, and how to rotate shapes, as well as use some layers. And that's it.